preview, Atkinson, Sutton, the beauty of Liverpool behind us, and I've done some maths.
Go on.
The maths I've done is that I think, I've checked the charts, this is the biggest league game at Anfield since the game against Manchester City in the November of 2019, when the win put us 8 points clear. It was absolutely huge. It was huge going into it. This game is that big.
Yeah, it feels enormous. And I'm not going to argue, by the way, if you've done the maths. I'm in your comfortable, safe hands. Listen, it feels massive. It's one of the games that I look forward to every time the fixture lists come out. City, we've had massive games against them
in the recent history.
But Chelsea historically, in my lifetime, and I'm sure you're the same. Growing up, it just wasn't a thing, and then all of a sudden there was a period of a few years where we just played them every week in every competition, and it really mattered. And there was real hatred there as well. I'm not an angry man. I'm not full of hate on a day-to-day basis. But where Chelsea Football Club concerned, I make a bit of an exception. But yeah, it just feels massive. And also, with them obviously being European champions as well, it adds a little bit of spice, and suddenly we're underdogs.
Well, I think in a really weird way, I think we're in part meant to almost crown Chelsea as potential favourites on Saturday night. What's meant to happen is they come to Anfield and they either get a horrible little 0-0, or even they beat the mighty Liverpool with the crowd back, and everyone says they're European champions, and this is why they're my favourites for the league. Gary Neville will say this is why they're my favourites for the league. They've done this, this and this. There's a flip side to that, which is we beat them, and then we beat them and we get to say favourites for the league. City have dropped points, United have dropped points, Chelsea have now dropped points. Look at us.
I think honestly, I think it suits us. I think playing at home on the back of two really solid performances as well. Okay, you can look at the the quality of the opposition. Burnley at home, it's not a big test, but we got through it really unscathed. And all the players that have come back to full fitness. Look, all the talk's been about Van Dijk versus Lukaku, and will continue to be, and it will be fascinating. But I think there's interesting little battles all over the pitch. I think Kante probably comes back into midfield. Be interesting. Jordan Henderson will be absolutely on top of it.
Fabinho's only had one half so far. He's back as well.
Absolutely. And then you've got their James, their fast lad on the side. Whether Robertson or Tsimikas plays, how that little battle happens. It's on genuinely. It's pants-wettingly exciting.
It is, and it's also for me. This is us setting the season up. I think when I saw it, I'm mildly concerned it's almost come a bit too early now, but it is now 5:30 Saturday, Anfield, our second home game back. I'm expecting it to be unbelievably raucous as well. I really am. I'm expecting 90 minutes of sheer hell for them with a bit of luck. I don't want them to quieten us, and if they even try that, I want us just to up it another notch and another notch. I don't want to see the game get killed. I think they might want that. I think we've got to make sure on the pitch and off the pitch we're at it throughout.
I think their manager,
he's a clever man.
He's a very, very clever man, and a very likeable man as well, as much it pains me to say it. But I don't see a world where they try and come out and spoil the party, because they've got such talented lads. They've got really fast, talented boys there. And I think, if you go back to, the Mourinho days and under Lampard of coming and just playing really rigid banks and going, absolutely you're not having any fun today. I just can't see that happening. I think they're going to have a go. But it's just whether or not we kind of cancel each other out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll be chomping at the bit, and Lukaku's hit the ground running as well.
I think it'll be one where no one will want to get counted on. So that's why I do think where it might be a bit cagey from both sides at certain points is no one will want to give up that advantage of what the fast counter looks like. Because we'll be concerned with, you mentioned James there, Alonso started the season ever so well for them as well. I think Mount's playing really, really well, uses the ball well. They overload on the flanks really well. And then the flip side is they'll know they'll not want to deal with us on the counter either. They'll have the three back, I think, at least three. Probably Jorginho in front, Kante doing bits. I think they'll say, no, we don't want to be counted on either. There is a chance it's cagey for an hour, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But then it boils down to, the fans. It boils down to us making that difference. Anfield can be a really horrible place to come. We've heard so many managers talk about it before. This is literally our worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Like you say, 5:30, Anfield. Everyone's had a
Bank holiday weekend.
Bank holiday weekend. I mean, it's it's a beautifully painted picture. I can't wait, man. I'm so excited.
All right, the Reds, thanks very much for getting stuck into that little snippet there of Anfield Wrap content. If you want the rest of that show and much more besides, click the link below, subscribe to the Anfield Wrap Premium, and for that you will get reviews, previews, exclusive interviews, post-match content, the full it. Get involved, follow us, follow them from the heart of Liverpool. up the Reds.